Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and tonight we are here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. This is Season 4, Session 9 of the Chaos Crew, brought to you by the wonderful people over at RPG Crate. Links are down in the description below if you want to get access to the cool monthly crate and the material that we'll be running this evening, as well as all of the other fun things that are in it, as well as the link to their Patreon to get access to the even expanded material that is found within the crate. In the description below, beyond that stuff for RPG Crate, you will also find a link to all of these wonderful people that are the players for this evening and where you can find all of them on where they do in social media and Twitch and all of that great stuff. So I'm going to throw it over to the producer first so he can describe who he is or say who he is, describe who he's playing, and all of that jazz. So take it away, Jake.
Hey, internets, it's Jake. It's automatic. I can't introduce myself without saying that. I am Jake from Any Terrain Domain. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube, where on Twitch I stream regular and irregular D&D games, occasional Call of Cthulhu horror, and you can find me dungeon mastering Ted and V on our Thursday night Dawnbringers campaign. And on YouTube, mostly it's the VODs, but I'm getting ready to launch a brand new series of review and remixes. We'll be looking at a lot of D&D products and RPG products, including WizKids, Wizards of the Coast, Avalon Hill, that kind of stuff. I am playing Reddick Greybeard, a turtle barbarian raised by dwarves. That's right. He's a dwarven battle rager, but he's a turtle. And the accent waffles back and forth between Scottish and Russian.
And we love you all the more for it. How about you, Asa?
Well, hello. I am Asa. I'm with Roll for Mischief, your favorite nerds, and we are streaming Tuesdays. Middle of the day. You guys can join us there on Twitch at Roll for Mischief if you'd like. You don't have to though. No commitment required. And tonight, well, I mean, you're gonna have to forgive me. I haven't done this accent in like 2 months, so it could be awful. But I'm doing Elverith Braylon, and he's a half-elf cleric. He was raised by half-elves, and somehow he wound up in a service to a god that's a giant black lightning cloud, and now he hangs out with this chaos crew because why not? And that's all I got for you, really.
All right, since Jake has already mentioned, how about we go with V next?
Hi everyone, I'm V Muse. You know me probably from my YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, where I have videos showing you how to paint miniatures and terrain and all that loveliness. You can also find me, well, as Jake said, on his channel every Thursday. You can also find me in a few other places. So if you want to see what I'm up to, best place to check it out is over on Twitter. You can find me at The Crafting Muse. Really hard, I know. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Bramble of Thorns, and she's my little pyro kitty, and I have so much fun with her, and I can't wait to get back into playing with this group again.
And last but certainly not least is our illustrious Tuesday night GM, Megan Miller.
Hello, I am author Megan R. Miller. I will be playing Omen, Tiefling, Paladin of Vengeance, and my books can be found on Amazon.com. Remember to type the R, or you won't be able to find me. You'll find Minecraft books instead.
And as I stated, you can be able to find Megan as our illustrious GM for Those Bastards campaign every Tuesday evening right here on this channel. So without further ado, let's get into tonight's session. As you guys may or may not remember, you have been battling for quite some time this a weird elusive group called the Arcanium. You've encountered a variety of different elemental creatures, some fiendish creatures. It was all kind of brought up when you encountered a hobgoblin several months back who had warned that there was a little bit weird going on with this organization that was supposed to be all about increasing knowledge of magic, and wasn't so much about acquiring power, but your investigations through these months of travel have kind of proved otherwise, and it's become a thorn in not only your side but within the countryside itself. Taking it upon yourselves, you thought maybe it's time to actually begin doing some research and trying to find out a little bit more, and maybe even possibly trying to bring this organization down, or at least have a conversation with their leaders. In so doing, you found that there was an apprentice and daughter to one of these wizards that belongs to this organization by the name of Milligert. She had been captured by some bizarre creature, and in exchange for information, you went to her rescue, and you were looking to go uh, and bring her back to the, uh, the tower, so you might be able to have a conversation with her father. Apologize. So the tower is called Heimel's Hearth, and it's not only a secret location of where some of the Arcanium's activities are met, but it's a front because there is a legitimate business, inn and tavern all in one that is able to hide this actual wizard's tower. So that is where we are going to start. In You're seated around the table with this lovely woman that you have rescued from the arms of a wounded behir. And she said that once you were safely behind the doors, that you would be able to ask whatever questions you might have that she has been able to acquire while being an apprentice. So, what would you guys like to do?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure that I have like a solid understanding of exactly what these people are trying to do. So unless we're supposed to like have an idea what direction these questions are supposed to go in, my very first one is going to be, why do these people have their fingers in so many pies?
Yeah, that's really unsanitary. They really should just keep their fingers out of pies.
Why do you get more flavors that way?
Where
I
did
guess
you
if you're
see
wizard
pies?
fingers.
I ran out of
Your
torts.
tarts.
Ran out of my torts. I need pastries.
I don't know so much about pastries, but um, the local fare here is blackened crocodile. Not so much a pastry, but a nice filling meal if you're looking to get food.
Don't tell me it
The-
tastes like chicken.
Not if it is prepared correctly. Bit of
Brambles will look at him and it's kind of like look him up and down like, does that kind of start blurring lines for you? Like, I personally wouldn't eat tiger or lion.
You don't know what you're missing.
I'm good.
Okay.
um,
What? Sorry.
I don't. I guess I could start. She seems very very nervous. She's looking around as she's talking, not looking at you guys. In fact, she's not really making a whole lot of eye contact, but she is looking around to see like who else is in here and who might be eavesdropping. You've mostly got the tavern room to yourself, but you can easily sense how nervous she is. I've been studying magic under my father for years, and he tried to hide the secrets of this organization from me. It seemed that at its the front, the image that they try to say is it's about collecting knowledge and for the betterment of society, but I do believe that there are darker things that I've witnessed, that I've heard. Um, Creatures that are being bound into service, it's or even just being bound and power taken from them. The organization seems kind of divided, beyond the good and the evil. There are, further branches. Some believe that fire is the way to go, where others are more inclined to go with water. Um, it's it's rather bizarre, and I'm not super skilled. I'm not really, an investigator, but I'm willing to answer whatever questions I can, and then try to put you in touch with Father and see what else we might be able to do to end this.
So when she says some people prefer fire, Omen just looks at Bramble and holds that for a couple of seconds and looks back at her when she finishes, and she's like, all right. Honestly, at this point, putting us in touch with your father might be the best way to go, because it seems to me like these people just want power all over the place, and there's not really an overarching goal here, which is going to be a problem because they're causing an awful lot of trouble in an awful lot of places. We need to speak to the man in charge. Or woman. Or other.
You want to
Whichever.
speak to the manager, you're saying?
Yeah, that one.
Well, my father is not in charge. He does hold a considerable amount of power. The group that does consider themselves the top, they call themselves the High Council, and I do believe my father is being pressured. I don't know what they're using against him, but it's uh, if you don't want to have a meal and discuss things, then she gets up from the table. She does so like rapidly. In so doing, she knocks the chair down and it clatters to the floor, and she's just completely a mess and makes like a big scene of going and picking up the chair. Do any of you do any of the rest of you get up as well?
I mean, yeah, like, it seems like we're going somewhere.
We'll still take the food though.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was just saying, like, if he knows where to go at this point, like, that's gonna be useful, and we need to know these things.
Brian will be like sitting at the table just eating and seeing if the others are going to get up and kind of like delaying as long as possible, like very like, this is mealtime.
So if you didn't indeed order the blackened crocodile, it does surprisingly taste like chicken.
So, given her shifty behavior, do I need to roll an insight check on her? I mean, I would like to. But...
She genuinely seems nervous. I mean, you did rescue her from the arms of a monster. She's afraid that her dad is being, pressured by an organization that has enacted a lot of power across.
Sorry.
Across the realm that you've seen so far, and she's genuinely worried about not only her safety but her father's.
Mm-hmm.
And by spilling the beans, by having you guys here who have legitimately been a thorn in their side for quite some time, that was one of those things that you sense that her life could be at stake just in having this discussion by bringing you here.
Well, should we do something to hide ourselves a little more? You seem a little bit nervous by our presence here. I mean, I could put on a little hood or something.
So, here's what I want to do. I want to, like, give a slow pan to the rest of the room, and like anybody that's looking in our direction, I'm gonna make eye contact and give them like death face and make an intimidation check.
Go for it.
25.
Oh
I was
my
good.
God.
I was going to help, but you don't need it.
So
Omen's pretty terrifying.
there was one person who happened to glance in your direction with your passive. You weren't sure exactly how many people were specifically looking in your direction, but as you look up and decide to make this decision, somebody is looking in that direction, and you just glare, and they like reel back like a coin gets pulled out of their belt purse. It gets put on the table, and they immediately leave.
I smile in smug satisfaction.
A 25 intimidation. Wow. That is awesome. So, well, if you guys decide, you're gonna sit and have your meal, she hesitantly sits back down. Um, but the nervousness doesn't really stop. She doesn't eat, but she does have, a little bit to drink. Um, as you look, across the table, as you kind of quietly finish the rest of your meal, the weight of everything that's been going on, kind of settles over the lot of you, and it's up to you guys exactly how you want to, feel or play with this. But you understand that she is incredibly young, late teens at best, dabbling in the arts of magic and things that are probably well beyond her, understanding in years, in this harsh time. And on the other side, you guys are seasoned adventurers at this point in time. For our viewers at home, these characters are 9th level. You've got access to a considerable amount of power. So it's definitely a a one-sided scale that you've done a lot to help out. You're here to make things better, but she's heard of what you guys have done, and you guys haven't exactly been the stellar lawful good type. So maybe that's what she needs, but you're the chaos crew. You don't do things the way normal folk, and normal adventurers would consider doing things. So it kind of comes to you that maybe she's a little bit scared of you guys too.
It's a little meta, but about the time you mentioned that we're seasoned adventurers with access to lots of power, you see Rarik with a piece of the blackened alligator trying to feed the giggle axe. Come on, just try it. It's tasty.
Okay. All right, I am going to leave this up to the dice gods. You can make your choice of whether you want to roll percentile or a d20. Tell me what you're doing and what you got.
Okay, I was going for RP. I didn't know you were going to make me roll.
When people do this kind of stuff, it affects the game, and you never know.
13 on a percentile.
On a percentile. All right. So you tried to feed it to the axe, and you get weird looks by people around the table as you're trying to shove some, cooked meat into your battle axe or into your great axe. But that's about it.
Okay.
About this time is when Alvarez returns with the drinks for everyone else and begins to dole them out, and looks at Rarik and says, "Oh, so your axe is eaten now. Did I need to get it a drink too?"
Just make sure it gets enough iron.
All right. Let me put something into perspective for you, lass. All right? Because I'm getting a bit of a feeling like we're making you a little bit nervous. And that's all right. We're sort of that kind of person, I suppose. But consider that if this is the effect that we're having on you and we like you, what we'll do to anybody that lays a hand on you after this.
Well, that is a fair point, but you kind of do have a reputation.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
it's why I kind of sought you out, considering what you've already done against them. But I mean,
But
just look at him. Look at what she look. She just points between you and the empty table, across the room. Uh, that was just with a glance.
yeah, I know. And if somebody tried to touch you at this point, if they went behind us and started messing with the people that are bringing us work, now that wouldn't be very good for business, would it?
Bramble starts like making flames dance on her claws.
And we don't like things that aren't good for business. And I'm sure that that's pretty well known by now, as a matter of fact. But if it would make you feel any better, we could keep you with us until this whole thing blows over.
Well, at least until we get to father and we can find a way for us to extract him or us or however from all of this.
All right.
So, nutshell, we're saving Dad.
Well, like I said, he's caught up in all of this. I mean, he's been part of the Arcanium for a while, but I don't know if he understood everything he was doing, or
What are your thoughts about using force? Just want to check ahead of time.
please don't kill my father.
No, I'm not saying kill, but he might need some convincing.
So like you see a tear start coming down her eye.
Oh, Bramble, come now. He's part of her family, and that means he's under our protection as well. That
I
is.
never said kill or maim or make it so it's permanent. I'm just saying he may be difficult to convince, and sometimes it's easier to toss someone unconscious over your shoulder.
If we're showing up with his daughter, he'll do whatever we want.
And if he doesn't, we'll just have Omen look at him. Worked for that guy over there.
I manage not to smile, but it's a near thing.
So like she's like stammering as she's trying to talk in relation to everything that you're saying, and her eyes are getting wider, and she is all the unease that you removed by trying to say you're under our protection and this and that, and then you get into this conversation of can we beat up your dad? It's like, oh, she is not taking this well. So, do you guys want to get started, or
Yes.
should we wait a little longer?
Depends. Are they done eating?
I got
Well, I
the
can take-
soup. I pick
I
up
can
my
take the rest
bowl.
of the road.
I just drain it and then set it upside down on the table. I'm good to go.
Take the last fistful of blackened crocodile and shove it in my mouth. I'm done eating.
You aren't sure. You aren't
Alvarez
sure.
pounds his drink and then
But
starts
you-
drinking Rarix.
You aren't sure, Rick, but you think that as you go to stuff your face with the last of this crocodile, that your axe started moving towards the meat before it falls to the ground. Might have been you guys just moving the table. It might have been something else, but Ririk is sure that the axe was trying to take a bite.
I just, as I'm hefting the axe up to put it back on my shell, sorry, next time I will save you a bite.
And you hear that typical response of a child's voice giggling.
What does it sound like, Ted?
I am not prepared for the giggle voice. It's a 8 to 10-year-old boy's voice giggling.
That's a good giggle.
Milligert stands up and literally through like past the bar, there is a door, and she kind of nods to the barman, and steps to the side, and leads you back into an antechamber, and you're looking at a massive, or when you were outside this place, you were looking at a massive tower. You knew that it went several stories up, and she said that there was also the wizard's main stuff was down below. She's not sure where exactly Dad is going to be. Um, she suspects that she was kind of kidnapped at the behest of the Arcanium, possibly to keep her dad in line, or maybe Dad was involved. She's hoping the former, not the latter. Uh, but you're in a back room. There are stairs to the left, and there's a small antechamber, a small room, maybe 15 by 15 or 15 by 20, through an open archway. So,
Before following, Alvarez has taken one more big chug of beer and a big bite of bread, and has grabbed whatever's left of alligator and started to follow everyone else a little bit behind.
Bramble will just kind of keep back, knowing she's making her nervous.
As per usual, I follow Omen's lead.
Yeah, I'm just following the girl. I got my hands in my pockets, and I'm looking like I give no fucks. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We're marked as not for kids, so it's all good.
Wait, this changes things.
Oh. So you've got the option of exploring the back room or the stairs. She's kind of like looking back and forth between them, but not being very decisive.
How many rooms are on this floor?
Well, the floor, the tower goes up 5 floors. A lot of it is for entertaining, or if you want to actually stay at the inn. There's a room for doing some extra experiments if downstairs is over full, or where I could kind of practice and not worry about hurting anyone if it's just stone around me and whatnot.
I see.
One quick question: experiments?
Well, wizards need to figure out how to use new magic and do things.
So are they using others for the experiments?
Not that I've seen.
Oh, Bramble does not like the way this sounds.
How close is the back room? Like, are we in a hallway with stairs and a back room just a little further on?
I'm sorry, could you say that again, please?
Are we like in a stairway or in a hallway with some stairs and then like a back room a little further away? Is that?
Basically, you have a you're in a small room that has stairs going up, and then a short ways away there is an alcove, an opening that leads to a smaller room, 15 by 20ish, and in there you see a small table, some boxes, some crates, and she's looking back and forth between this small room and the stairs.
All right. While everyone else is talking, Alvarez will have like, not silently intentionally, because I roll terribly on stealth checks, but made my way towards the back room. I probably hit something along the way and send it clattering across the floor, making a loud noise at the entrance of the back room with all the crates and stuff in there.
I sigh because I know my idiot is responsible. Just somehow know it.
Wasn't me.
I know.
So, so when you walk into this back room, I mean, nothing immediately jumps out at you other than the fact that you do see, some wooden boxes and crates. There's a couple, a barrel or two, a couple satchels. It looks like a part storeroom, part little meeting room, as there's a table that can fit like two chairs at it.
I don't see a father in here. I think we should probably go up.
Are we being
Concur.
stealthy doing this?
How stealthy are we ever?
Alvarez isn't.
I already walked through my stealth check, so
Alvarez just kicked over a chair and
Okay, fair. So
barrel.
Brambles go, Dad, just to see if anyone answers.
I would actually help to have dice at the ready.
Kind of like that elongated thing like cats will do, like Dad.
is that what all cats are meowing when they do that, or they're just going?
I don't know. Mine vary between now, mom, and something else. Who knows?
Keep talking. Be right back. Did not grab
Okay.
dice.
That's hilarious.
For what it's worth, about the time that Rarick turns and says, "That wasn't me," my shell bumps into a crate because just for fun I rolled a stealth check and got a 6.
I have disadvantage on this.
I'm tempted to see what happens here. Just for shits and giggles, why not?
10.
18.
So my roll was a 9. Just to throw that out there.
So where are you guys all at? Are you all lingering in that little hallway or small room with the stairs? I know Alvarez says that he walked into
The back room.
the back room. Where is everybody else?
Oh, I'm still standing in the. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm still standing in the room with the stairs.
Okay.
I'd be right near Omen.
Okay.
Similar.
All right. So did you guys want to go up or to go down?
What goes up must come down.
That is hardly an answer, and I kind of have this like little frown on my face, and like I have a feeling like whatever's down there isn't going to be a good time for anyone involved. We should probably check the upper layers first.
Going up.
Yeah, it smells like burnt crocodile down here anyway.
That's what's in your pockets.
Oh, so it's just me. I'm gonna take a little bit more and eat some while I walk up the stairs with everyone else.
As you walk up the stairs, you find yourself in a room. Several bookshelves line the wall and are filled with books, pamphlets, and scrolls. This apparently, Milligert tells you that this is Dad's library. I don't know why we built it that you have to go through the library before you get to the guest rooms, but that's what it is.
Wanted to show the library off, I suppose.
Alvarez is gonna grab a book and start reading it.
I'm gonna like grab a book as I'm passing and just like without even looking at it to see what it is, put it in the bag of hoarding.
Keep forgetting that you have that thing.
I usually do, but I didn't today.
Is the book something interesting? Something about a ring and the end of the world?
I don't know. I didn't look at it.
Weirdly, it's a book about MMA.
Oh,
Wrong kind
I'm
of
gonna
ring.
close it and just set it down somewhere nonchalant. I'm not a monk. What the fuck do I need that for?
We not live?
What?
Something happened.
Did we go off the air?
No, we're live.
Okay. Not looking like it's on this side. So okay.
I've got the YouTube feed on my extra monitor here,
Okay. All right. Well.
and chat's not screaming that we're off.
No,
So
chat's still chatty. So
Okay. All right. Great. I just things look weird from my side, and okay. All right. Apologize. So as you're looking around these books, um, doesn't appear to be anything spectacular. You do find a couple titles that if you were to kind of just take them off the shelf, they do appear old but in great condition. That they might be worth a bit to the right collector. But you are in someone's living area.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rob this guy. I just, took one of the books. I'm not doing the mental gymnastics necessary to justify that to myself. I'm just gonna do it and not think about it again.
are there any on the table?
There are not. Nothing is out. This seems to be in a uh, a proper order. Like things are all clean and neat. All of the as much as the bookshelves with handwritten books can be aligned correctly, they all seem overly clean and neat. I guess that's the word I'm looking for, the phrase.
Except for the books that Alvarez is taking out, reading a few pages on, and then, dogging or
Haphazardly
a fuck
putting them
up of them. Yeah, sometimes set them on a table. Sometimes just like to put them in the lay them sideways on top of the other books on the shelf, or put them in a new row in front of others. All the things my kids do that drive me
Library's
nuts.
nightmare. Librarian's nightmare.
That is literally exactly verbatim what I was gonna say for sure.
This room's boring.
She'll knock a book off the table that he put there.
I continue walking and pretend like the kids aren't making a mess.
Oh, there's another set of stairs, and it leads up to a series of rooms that like this is what you would expect of a typical inn. There's a hallway and doors that are open, and it doesn't appear that there's currently anyone staying here, as all the doors are open, all the beds are tucked neat and clean. But then at the end of the hall there is another set of stairs. As you go up, you find yourself in a secondary bar. This room contains a solid oak bar and 2 bar stools. There's a cask of wine and boxes of provisions stand against the south wall.
All right.
I mean, I can get behind this.
And she goes behind the bar to see if there's something to drink.
As you go behind, you do find a heavy chest behind the bar. There are a couple wine bottles that are out and underneath the bar, but you do notice that the chest is there as well.
Can I check the chest, just kind of give it a look and make sure it's not, pokey killy type of chest?
You can go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay.
No, that's an 8. That's typical Bramble. Okay.
You think it's locked, but you didn't find any traps.
There's a chest back here. Merrick.
I just amble over there.
She just starts doing like this motion.
Think
Oh,
you can open it?
You can't open it.
No.
Does it have like a lock hanging off of it, or?
It is one of the chests that have a lock, built into it.
Okay, so I can't just grab it and rip it off.
Don't think so. Well, I don't see Dad here. Should we check the the other rooms?
That's
I just look at Bramble.
What?
Maybe we'll put the pin in this for now.
Well, sometimes you can put a pin in it and it opens it up.
Does this room have like windows with drapes?
It does.
Okay, so Alvarez is like, now that we've not seen Dad is going, and he's like looking under tables or whatever, and then like pulling back drapes real fast as though someone's hiding behind them. Nope, your father's not here. Might as well move on.
Quite the drama, and as you do so and make an exceptional amount of noise, it of course startles the girl.
While he's doing that, I'm going to quickly just duck down behind the bar, and I'm going to use my cook's tools to attempt to pick the lock on this. I don't have thieves' tools.
Do you have a skewer?
All right. So you put a knife and a mangled skewer, into this thing here. So go ahead and give me a dexterity check and see what happens.
Well, that's a 6 on the die. So just a straight up dex check is that's an 8.
All right. Well, I will remind, as it's the first real, serious die roll of the evening. We always do start with inspiration.
I'm not using it for that.
As per as usual. And if you wish to use it for this, you have, by all means.
No, I'm not going to use it for that.
So, you don't mess up the lock. Nor further mangle any of your tools, but you do not get the chest open.
It is much too complicated of a lock for my skills.
All right.
I mean, we're sure he might be in that chest. That's why we're opening it, right? It's the only reason to open a chest is if someone's hidden in there.
No, sometimes I just like to see what's inside things.
Oh, well, I mean, why didn't you say so? Alvarez is going to do something potentially stupid.
Big surprise.
The rest of us haven't already.
Yeah,
I haven't.
I'm gonna walk up to that chest and I'm gonna thunder wave it. Just boom.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy. Never mind.
Hi, everybody. We're here.
I just rolled, for Milligert, and she apparently heard your conversation about, we're looking in there because you think Dad might be in the chest.
Oh no.
And she looks like, why would my father be in a chest? And she begins walking over, and she was pretty close to Alvarez. So she comes over and she winds up, pulling out a key from within a belt pouch and clicks the chest open.
Ooh, should we roll initiative? See which one of us gets to go first.
No, I'm taking control here, and she got there first. So you find the chest contains a set of fine silver chalices and eating utensils.
Well,
but there is no Heimel.
I'll look at her and just put a hand on her shoulder and say, "We're in luck. Your father's not in there. Because if he were, he probably wouldn't be in one piece."
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of crazy magics that make things bigger on the inside, but I didn't really think that it would be in there.
Oh, well, you should have just said so.
Well, I did.
Well, I know it's in there. I'm happy. Let's go.
Likewise. Although, for a moment, my fingers are itching to just take one of the cups and completely ruin their set. And then I don't, but I really wanted to. The temptation existed.
I don't know. It's a pretty strong temptation.
It is a pretty strong temptation.
Oh
no, I just completely failed my bonobo roll. I'm gonna wait until people's backs are turned. I'm gonna reach in and grab a cup, put it in the bag of hoarding, and continue walking.
Perfect.
All right, you took a cup. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
See.
Let me see if that's one of the ones I'm good at. It is. 27.
27. Dear Lord.
Yeah, I rolled an 18 and I have a +9 to that. I think I mathed that right.
Yeah, you are a paladin, so that happens. So, like, as you take the cup, it's like, man, it would be a real shame to like ruin the set. Like, why not have the whole set? And like you literally stop as you like are a step away, and as everyone begins to walk, you literally are frozen in thought of do I or don't I? And you have opted, to control yourself, and you begin following the rest of the party as they begin walking up the stairs.
And Alvarez at the top of the head of the group, bringing what's her name,
Milligert?
Milligard, like kind of bringing Milligard along with me, just talking to her about like the layout of the house and what we're going to come across next, and what other devious places her father might be hiding in. But very like this whole conversation is very intentionally meant to draw her attention towards moving forward.
Okay.
And not to
Towards
what Omen's doing.
Well, I mean, you know that almost from the moment that you guys had stepped into that first town, that Omen has been very not so much like needy or clingy, but like she's got this desire to basically pick up things from wherever she goes.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I rolled my insight check on her, and it was pretty high, so I knew what she wanted to do, and I'm trying to make the opportunity for her to do it without being noticed a
Of
possibility.
course.
You're such an enabler. I appreciate you so much.
I had planned to steal a cup if you didn't, because
All
I
right,
wouldn't
well,
have noticed what you
cool.
wanted.
Well, then we have one.
We're bastards.
Nope, that's Tuesday night. Sorry.
We're chaotic people,
So as you walk up, you find yourselves in an empty room. It is like 25 by 25, 30 by 30. You could call it a balcony, you could call it a room, but it's got that 15-foot walls, and then an elevated ceiling that is up on wooden posts. So it's open to the air, but there's no real chance of falling out. Uh, Milligert says that this is where she's able to practice her magic without hurting anyone, just because it's open. So there's no confined space issues, but at the same time, like there's nothing flammable here. Look, there are wooden posts. Perhaps there's some kind of enchantment on them, or maybe she hadn't really considered that. But
Nothing flammable. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
But when she's you walk up and there is no Hemel here, Heimel. Sorry, I don't remember exactly how I pronounce the name. But there's no father here. But she explains, this is where she usually practices, and where father has come to try and figure out new spell work or experiment with magics.
All right. Is there anything? I mean, like, really, is there anything out here? Just like looking around the space and kind of cock a brow at her.
Nothing seems out of place. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. You look at her, and she's just getting antsy that you guys haven't found her dad yet. And if he's not up here, then he's got to be, as she called it, below. Not that you saw any stairs down through anywhere in that first room.
Of course.
So, how are we getting below then? If there wasn't any real sign of a of an area down there.
Yeah.
When I saw that room, it was all crates and stuff.
You got to go through the trap door.
Let me guess, it's under the crates.
Is it an actual trap door?
It would be silly. It's a hole through the floor that lets you down into, you know, his his tower, the opposite side of the tower, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay. That's no big deal. We can go down there.
So you wind up, traversing through the stairs, down, 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 until you're back to, that central chamber, with that side room in the alcove. And when you look into it, um, most of you really don't see it. But before she even points anything out, Bramble, you see clearly positioned, just slightly askew. One of the what looks like a placing stone is not lined up with the others. Everything in this place does seem to be fairly meticulous, but your eyes are trained more than the rest of your companions, and just the slightest skew stands out to you in this place. Everything else is at a 90-degree angle, and it's almost driving you nuts when this one is not.
Oh, it's so tempting to do something just because it's what my one cat does, but I won't.
Anyone else pick up on that little irritation over there?
What little irritation?
It's not like the other stones.
So as she's pointing it out, Milliger kind of goes over, moves the box off of the other half of this stone, and it's a sizable piece. But in this room there are other 3x3 stones, but she kind of takes a stick from behind a crate, kind of pries it up a little bit, and you just see this stone being slid open, and now you've got a doorway that leads that seems to lead down.
Onward.
One of these stones is not like the other.
Oh my god.
That's what Alvarez is singing while he goes
The whole
with everyone
time?
else. Yeah, why not?
Just reminding myself that I care.
I can always, light a little something to distract him if you want.
I imagine as I climb down through the trap door, there's a
Oh,
sound as my shell scrapes against the sides.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
it is absolutely a tight fit for Mr. Battle Rager, Turtle Barbarian. But you're able to, just barely squeeze through, without losing, any real spikes or issues. But
just suck it in, Eric.
That is not how this
not what
works.
you would call normal.
I can't suck it in.
You can't pull in your shell a little bit?
It's not exactly flexible. I imagine having to sort of turn sideways and kind of the widest part of my shell go through the from point to point.
Right.
Kind of just working. Okay. I'm
A
good.
little bit of rocking back and forth to kind of shimmy the spikes side to side in order to get down. But you managed to do it without too much of a fuss, and you guys wind up finding yourselves in a long unlit hallway. I imagine Bramble sparks a flame
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
in her claws, and you line up a good 50-foot hallway, leading down, on a slope.
So what did you say he uses this other part of the tower for?
Well, mostly he does stuff with or for the Arcanium down here. I'm really not supposed to come down here unless he's specifically teaching me something. But it's here where I've seen the stuff that makes me worry. Where I've seen stuff that really not happy with.
You
Kind of
keep
like
saying this word stuff, and that's really what I want to get defined there. What kind of stuff are we about to walk into?
don't really. She kind of like stammers and looks away, and you realize like she's got some knowledge. Go ahead and make an insight check for me.
Okay, I did preemptively because I knew this was coming, and it's a 5. I rolled a 2.
Oh man. So she hems and haws, but you're getting a hard time reading her. Like you're mostly getting nerves and tension, and she's revealed how scared she is for her dad. Um, but you aren't sure whether she's more worried about herself or her father. Uh, but like I said, she's not spilling the beans, and you're not able to get anything else out.
So we can't figure out what it is that she knows, like along the lines of what it is she's holding back, but we do know she's holding something back. Yeah.
Yes, you definitely understand that she has not revealed everything, but whether it's for her own safety, her father's safety, or something else, it's not a level of distrust. Not there's been no deception. Uh, like you don't get the sensation that she's leading you into any kind of trap, but you definitely feel that whatever she hasn't shared, whatever she hasn't said, is more out of fear than out and out. I'm against you.
So I'm gonna clap my hands. I'm gonna turn to face her. I'm gonna be like, Lass, here's the situation. We came here to help you. We are still here to help you. We will continue to be here to help you, but you need to tell us where the bodies that need buried are, otherwise we can't help you.
When you say where are the bodies you need buried, she kind of like takes a step back. It's not that. It's they're they've been summoning and binding creatures,
You said that?
and that's it's like they're stealing power, and I I'm afraid that my father is involved, and perhaps he's not the man I thought he was, but I love him, and I don't want to see him down this dark road. I don't want him to change from the man that I know.
I see. I glance back at everybody else. I'm like, how much do we care that this old man was involved in something shady?
Well, part of the reason why Alvarez failed to really pick up on any of her attempts to hold back information is that shortly after asking the question, he got distracted by cracks in the masonry of the corridor and began to mend those cracks. And as this is brought up, he just looks at Omen and then goes back to mending cracks.
I'm gonna look at Rarick.
I mean, how bad can it be combining one thing with another? And I sort of grip my giggle axe a little tighter.
Ramble?
Well, I mean, we've seen worse, sort of.
Right. We just need them to stop doing all this crazy stuff they're doing. Yeah. Like as long as we get them to stop, we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done the good thing.
Exactly. And we're being paid to to save her father, so he can survive. We don't need to do anything to him.
Save dad, kill the others.
I
I'm
smile
sorry,
and
was
look
that
at
too
her.
blunt?
So you see a lot of like tension and anxiety, immediately just drain from her. Um, Dad was talking about a big ritual that he was going to be doing, and that was actually supposed to be doing it today, and that was supposed to be really dangerous, and that once he started it really couldn't be stopped, and it was supposed to be really helpful for the organization. And I overheard. I understand that the Arcanium, it started off being something bigger, and as I guess the desire for power kind of overcame the leaders, they were bringing more and more hobgoblins in, being snuck into a variety of different places. She points above her. The inn, the tavern is a really good place for them to be able to bring supplies in, because it's for the tavern, and the supplies could be marked as food and water when they're in fact magical ingredients, or smuggled in, whatever have you. Uh, but hobgoblins have kind of come and gone from this place, snuck in under cloaks and what have you, and many of them have come down the trap door. Elementals have been summoned and their powers bound, you know, transferred into these soldiers, and secreted away in the night, ready for the next one. There's a massive summoning chamber, not too far from here, and chambers built specifically off of the main chamber to hold, each of the primary elements. And you definitely notice that her speaking tenor has been more steady as she, goes into this, more confident, talking about exactly what is below, with your reassurance that you're just there to save her father, and that everyone else can be damned. She doesn't really care about anyone but her dad. Um, she goes through this, um, revealing all of this very specific information that she seemed to be holding at bay previously.
There you go, lass. All right. So, pretty much what this is stop the ritual, kick some ass, save your father. Is he going to come quietly? Like, do we have to expect him to resist us trying to drag him out of whatever it is he's trying to do here?
I wish I had a better answer. Um, he's hid a lot of this from me. I've had to find out much by secreting down here when he's not here, looking through some notes, spending time in his private library to trying to decipher what he's been looking at recently. I've read a lot that I don't fully understand. I've read a lot that is magic that's beyond what I've been able to understand. But I'm I'm pretty. That says I'm smart, but I don't know enough to know whether it's been a lie and he's been fully brought on board with the things that he's doing, and that his relationship with me has been to the side, or whether he really cares about me, and that there's powers enacted by the Arcanium that are forcing his hand. As I said, I was taken. I can only imagine that it was only at the behest of powers greater than he. I'm guessing, I'm hoping that it's powers forcing him to do the things that he is supposed to do today. and by keeping me out of the way, that forces his hand to actually do it.
I think that being able to be as subtle as you've been about all of this and being smart enough to know what it is you're reading, and not only that, but smart enough to know what it is you don't know in this situation proves that you are smart. And if he's been lying to you, that doesn't mean you're not. It just means you wanted to think the best of somebody you care about. And that's fine. That's no fault of yours. It'll be all right. We'll figure this out. Because that whole thing right there, like the things that she said, the things she's just proven about like who she is and what she's been doing here, that's made Omen actually genuinely like her.
So, as you say all of this, um, she approaches you tentatively. Give me an insight check.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm kind of good at that. I spoke too soon. 7.
Oh no.
So you're kind of shocked as she like takes a couple steps forward, and some of the nervous tension comes back, and she springs at you, but she wraps you in a hug.
Oh. I like sort of freeze for a second there, and then I'm just like looking at Alvarez for help for a second. Like I don't know what to do.
Alvarez, seeing that look, comes and hugs both of you.
Oh,
So
this is a thing that's happening.
So as this picture unfolds, Omen, how you are a tiefling clad in armor. How tall is Omen?
I feel like she's like 5'8", but I think I have this written down. Let me check. Description. No, I don't have a height written down, so we're gonna go with 5'8". She's
Okay.
pretty tall, like for a woman.
So you don't tower over her, small frame of 5'2". She's short for a human girl, but like I said, she's
Hey.
late teens. I got nothing wrong with short women. Nothing.
I know, I'm just laughing.
I know average height of females,
It's
adult is
5'6".
5'6".
Yeah, I know. I'm just teasing. That's all.
Just not only against the wonderful people on here, but those watching as well. I gotta cover my bases this week. Sorry.
Oh,
Lord.
That's a whole other thing that I'm not gonna get into
Just
now.
can of worms. Let's go. Yeah, not that much taller.
Milligert, is short, but she wraps her arms around your middle, and just kind of like buries her head in your chest for a moment, before she.
Eventually, I relent and hug back, but it takes me a bit longer than it would most people.
And apparently, as Alvarez joins you, it draws the picture in that Alvarez is actually shorter than Omen,
Yep.
but still taller than Milligert. The weird embrace goes on for a bit. Bramble, Rick, how do you just kind of sit back and watch this happen?
Bramble will watch, but like her tail's going to do like this annoyed flick thing.
And what about you, Mr. Turtle?
Well, when the girl lunged at Omen, I immediately sort of went like this. And then, so I'm sort of churning that into scratching my back. I'm not getting in on the hug, but I was ready to defend Omen if needed.
Much appreciated.
So, eventually the hug breaks up, and you're able to continue on. As the stairway, this hallway, if you will, sloping down. To the left, you find a curve in the passageway, as it looks like stairs further go down. but at the end of the hall is something that certainly sticks out. The hallway is littered with crushed bones of different types of creatures. Most have been picked clean by small insects and rodents. The walls bear scrape marks and gouges in the stonework. At the end of the hallway, you see the light of Bramble's fire glinting off of what appears to be a small golden statuette.
They need a new interior decorator.
Maybe.
What is this statue here, girl?
I was told never to touch it.
Oh God.
Alvarez is like,
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm just
no.
gonna grab your hand.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm like, oh no.
Like,
heard it
I
before,
know,
I
because
touched it.
seriously, the second she said not to touch it, immediately Omen knows and is just like, nope.
Like clothesline, nope.
who in our group is a 5-year-old child who has to touch everything?
Like all four of us by turns. Like, honestly.
This one isn't on fire though.
Okay. Somebody want to throw a rock at it?
I mean, we could just ignore it. And Alvarez is like pointedly trying to not look at it, but you keep seeing his eyes kind of dart toward it. Just pretend it's not there.
Can you? Is that a thing that it is in your capability to do?
If we move quickly, maybe.
How
you know
about
what it
this? And I grab Alvarez and I just start walking past it, dragging him along. I sort of do that thing where I grab you, but I push you in front of me so you can't turn back. And just kind of, just a few feet further past this thing. There, now perhaps temptation is gone. You don't want to end up like those bones.
That is a very good point.
Is that our bones? I didn't even see those. Probably would have picked one up. We could have touched it with that.
Grab a
Can we
bone
grab
on
a
my
good
way
one
by
first?
now that you mention it and stick it in the bag of hoarding.
What kind of bone do you reach for?
A femur. I don't even know what a femur looks like. It's just a bone that I know the name of.
It's the
The
most
one in your
bony
lap.
of bones.
It's,
The femur is like the one
this
that looks
part.
like it
I would
looks like
honestly
the
think-
cartoon
Good.
bone.
You know, like
Good, that's what I was hoping it was.
Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah, I would say with this group, you would go for something like a humerus. Sorry.
No, that was
No.
good. Don't
No,
be sorry
good-
for
don't
that
be
There's
lying.
one.
never
You're
apologize
so
for
good.
puns, Ted.
You don't know my wife. You don't know the people I deal with on a regular basis. They tell me I'm not funny.
They lied.
They're wrong.
So as
Apparently, in this company, you are hilarious.
By comparison.
as in typical Chaos Crew fashion, you must take the curve to the left as you begin continuing down the narrow staircase. So the hallway does widen a little bit. Rarick gets to stretch out his shell a little bit more, but as opposed to it being straight, it is a curved slope down. And you are quite surprised that as you get halfway through this curve, you begin, hearing a voice that seems to be escalating. The hallway leads into massive chamber. Looks to be at least a good 50-foot wide square room. But on the points, you see, as opposed to it coming to a solid point, it actually leads into a series of stairs going towards what looks to be another small alcove. As you kind of round that corner, you can see off to as you're coming down, I would guess it would be straight in front of you, but from my side, the western alcove, you see a sigil drawn on the floor, and you see a distinctive form that looks to be made of air that seems to be whipping and moving about, but it can't seem to cross this threshold. But in the center of this chamber, you see in a circle, a series of circles, in fact, human man. He seems to have robes that are an adorned, you know, basically it's divided into the four corner panels, and each seems to be dedicated to a specific element. Uh, can definitely tell a familial resemblance to Milligirth, though short hair, not bald, but cropped close, short beard, trimmed neat so that nothing is in the way. A book is floating in front of him, held up by energies you're not sure, but surely magical. A series of orbs, one dedicated to each of the four elements, seems to be floating about him, not moving with any kind of standard pattern. But there is a series of what looks to be four circles. Anybody proficient in Arcana?
Oh,
Definitely
No.
not. No, that's a
You
zero.
are not quite sure what exactly these circles are, but they are complex. And as you look across these circles, um, Bramble, you notice that there is a distinct layer of energy that you don't it's barely perceptible to the eye, but it looks like there is some kind of barrier that is there, that is a physical or a magical barrier that is outside these circles.
Okay.
But Hemmel's chanting continues. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Not I.
Anyone speak Primordial?
I
Nope.
don't think so, but I have to check this time. Where are the languages on D&D Beyond?
left hand lower
Usually
proficiencies in languages.
Uh, thank you. No, definitely not.
Okay, so you can definitely hear a distinct change in his language as he kind of goes back and forth between these two. Um, as the Draconic still comes across as a language, but every so often it shifts into this other bizarre language that even in the human throat it does not truly sound like a language, as there are elements where it's very soft and wispy, and it's almost hissing that comes across, whereas other times it switches into like stones grating, or times where it's almost like that wispy, but there's like crackles to it, and it almost draws Bramble in, like the popping of a campfire, or the sound of waves crashing on the beach. It's bizarre, hearing this come from a human throat as the voice gets louder and louder as you're coming down these stairs. As you enter more into the room, the far ends of the hall become, or of the room, come into full view, and you can see an alcove to the north, um, where again you see another circle, sigil scrawled into the ground, in painstaking detail, and another almost humanoid-esque figure. This one appears to be made of water. Every once in a while, its humanoid form dissolves as it kind of takes up this form of a wave and crashes into an invisible barrier that is the edge of this circle, before it then reforms into this humanoid shape to kind of move and walk around the circle. In this southward chamber, you see a creature that uh, you know is again a humanoid, this time made of flames, and it stalks about the circle again, scrawled on the ground in painstaking detail, and it forms this ball of fire, throwing it at a in your direction, but it blasts against this barrier, but that doesn't seem to slate its rage, and it just seems to explode as this wave of fire from its center crashes and pushes up against the circle, but it does not give, it does not penetrate in any way, shape, or form before the flames fill up and it resumes that humanoid shape. As you come fully into the room, by this point in time, I would imagine you're almost aware without even having to look. But the eastern chamber, another sigil scrawled upon the ground. This one appears to hold a figure composed entirely of gigantic boulders and dirt, and the fist kind of collects the smaller boulders as it just kind of crawls across its body. Its fist getting bigger and bigger, and it slams repeatedly into this barrier. You can feel the ground shake as this blasts into this impenetrable barrier that's there. Meanwhile, you have this figure standing in the circle in the center of this room, his voice getting louder and louder as he is calling out into the nether, the plains. You aren't really sure because you can't understand exactly what's being said. As you look back to Milligert, and like she stares in awe at everything that's transpiring in this room. As you kind of get further in, you can see that there is this portal that begins to open up in the center of this chamber. That was a lot to say. I apologize. What do you guys do?
What are the odds that if we interrupt him, something goes terribly, terribly wrong?
I mean, 1 in 97,000. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's 4 things going on here, so if we disturb one, do we disturb all 4?
And what are the odds that if we don't interrupt him, something goes terribly, terribly wrong?
And all 4
don't
come
know,
out
like-
anyways.
1 in 9,100. I don't know.
I
things are made
say
up.
we try and break it.
I
All right.
really think he has a face that's worth punching, so we should do that.
I
Promise that
asked
we
if-
wouldn't hurt Dad.
We're supposed to help him,
Right. Okay. I'm sorry.
but we
I
can
wanted to
trust
pretend
these
that he
other
wasn't
things.
dead, but it's all right. Yeah. Why not?
So, what is the decision?
Rolling initiative, I believe.
Yeah, it sounds
All
like.
right.
Let's
It's
start breaking some elements.
And
elementary.
Elementary, dear Watson.
Oh god, I forgot I was
Alright.
supposed to get this. I got a 10.
Oh, I have advantage. I always forget I have advantage on initiative.
I crit my initiative. It's the only thing I'm gonna roll a 20 on all night.
Oops. There it goes.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna die again.
Well, I did pick up a certain
Don't
spell
die.
just in case.
In one of my other games, I have spent the last 3 combats at 0 hit points. I don't know how my
This
tank is
is-
dying.
This is not a challenge, Ted, but I was realizing the other day, talking to somebody, I don't think I have ever had in a campaign a character die.
Well,
Wow.
now Jake.
As I've said it before in another campaign and it didn't happen. So
Well, I've had plenty, so there's no.
I've
need to
died plenty in
count.
one shots, but not in campaigns.
You know
Uh,
you're
I was gonna
tempting
say, I'm
those
pretty sure in this
dice
game we
gods.
have referred to dying in combat as being jaked. So
Oh, that was just getting bad rolls.
Bramble, what do you have for initiative?
I had a 10.
10.
And I did always get revived.
Oh, it helps to hit enter when you type in a number, doesn't it?
It's okay. And Omen is a 7. All right, so
My new
Alvarez,
headphones are wireless, so I heard you the entire time I was gone, and I'm
Great.
pleased.
All right, Alvarez, what are you doing?
So we're stopping dear old dad from keeping on these creatures. So I'm gonna walk up to him and just punch him in the face.
All right. So you walk across the room, and before you even get 10 feet to him, you hit this wall that was one of these outer circles. He's right next to this this portal, his book floating, and every so often you see the page turn, and as he continues his chant, and the circle gets bigger. So that you've used your movement.
Yep. I'll drop my head and. Are you gonna make us do this? I mean, we brought your daughter here to try to save you. Why don't you just stop what you're doing now and realize it's something stupid?
So his eyes go wide, and you see him look off in the direction of the stairs, but he does not stop. If you would like to make an insight roll, feel free.
I will. I am really astute at reading people. I have a 6.
You have a 6. Maybe he's shocked at seeing Omen. Sorry, not Omen. Rarick. He's quite an imposing figure. Much more, imposing than little half elf you. But maybe it was Omen. You saw how intimidating Omen can be. So
Right. Fine. Omen, you need to look at him. It's the only way we're gonna get this thing to stop. That's gonna be my action, I suppose, since I'm doing a lot of talking.
okay, we move to Rarick.
I'm probably pretty much following Alvarez, Giggle Axe in hand, getting ready to head towards if he's gonna go punch Dad, I'm probably heading towards whatever the closest of these elementals is.
Okay. Well, if you would come down the stairs, the closest one would be the Earth Elemental.
Then I just, as I am walking down the stairs,
I'm gonna do this crazy thing where I show you guys the map. So you guys on the.
I just happen to have. I have all 4 of the elementals right next to me.
Nice.
No, as I walk down the stairs and I pulled a Giggle Axe kind of into just to my side, and as I do so, I just give a and it, whether it's a trick of the light or it actually happens, it almost looks as if my spikes grow more prominent as I bonus action rage. And I'm just going to go rushing at this Earth Elemental.
Sure. So go ahead and give me an attack roll.
And of course, I'm going to do all the things. So I'm going to reckless attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to. There's another thing I can do now. Oh, it's reckless abandon. I get 2 temporary hit points for reckless attack while raging. Great Weapon Master is -5. Ooh. That is going to be on the first attack. A dirty 20 -5 becomes 15.
So you cross the barrier, and the axe, slides, and you see a scratch appear on the stone. But you don't think you actually managed to damage the thing, but you crossed the barrier and actually struck the creature. You see the creature swell, and you've seen this before in some of the dwarves that taught you how to do this. And even though this isn't really a humanoid creature, you see that shoulder roll and the hammer-like fist that just slammed through the barrier. Just lift up like someone is getting ready their weapon.
And as that happens, I just look up at this thing. I was just getting the feel for you, and I'm going to take my second attack.
Go for
it. And that will be Great Weapon Master. Oh, it's been a while since I've raged. Reckless you can only do on the first attack, correct?
No, when you do it, it's for the round.
Oh.
You choose it. All of your attacks go with advantage, but all attacks against you have advantage.
Oh yeah, this turn. There we go. So, all the things again. That is a 17 plus 8's 25 minus 5, so that's a dirty 20 to hit.
That is going to strike.
Okay, so that is going to be... I forget to add the 10. So I have advantage on damage rolls with the Giggle Axe, so... Ooh, that's max damage. So that is 12 plus 5 is 17. 27 points of magical slashing damage. No. 20... One second. I think there's 2 more points there. I'm raging.
If you're raging at this level, it should be at least 3, if not 4.
What's that?
At 9th level, well, it's either 3 or 4.
That's plus 3. So, that is 30 points of magical slashing damage to the Earth Elemental.
So, your first one comes in, and, maybe it was slowed down by the barrier. Maybe you weren't really expecting how solid a creature you were swinging against. So, you just scratched it. And, the thing it doesn't really seem to have a face, nothing that's presenting with that. Just a collection of boulders. But you get that sensation that it was kind of smiling at you. So you rear up and, you come in again. And you literally just knock one of these large boulders out of its midsection. And it clatters and makes a big noise within the alcove. And the thing just resettles as the stones just reshape themselves to be this humanoid-esque form, but nothing's been diminished from the hammer-like arm or hand.
All right, I just look at everybody else real quick over my shoulder. Don't worry, I've got this one. And I just look at it as if to say, bring it on. And I do say, let's rock.
So the chanting in the middle of the room, you thought that it was pretty much as loud as it was going to get, and it's reverberating off of the stone walls. The portal is is immense. It's actually larger than any of you, and you begin to see a form beginning to take shape. You see, earth and crystal that is in the center. You can't quite make out exactly what it is, but there is something forming or crossing through this this barrier. But as as all of this happens, this earth elemental just comes at you with this hammer fist, Rarick. Oh, I got the best number and the worst number on the attacks. So that is a guaranteed miss and a guaranteed hit.
You're rolling with advantage?
No, I struck twice.
Because I reckless attacked.
Oh, okay. Well, then I crit on my first attack, and I will roll for my second attack. How kind of you. I think I still miss with a second. It's a 15 to hit. But I still hit really hard the first time.
That's
So
all right.
the
I can
first
take
hit-
it.
That's the wrong die. I should not be rolling a d10 instead of a d8. So that is 17 points of bludgeoning damage. And I'm
Halved.
going to need a strength saving throw.
17 halved.
No, that's 17 bludgeoning total. So half down to 8.
All right, and a strength saving throw, you say?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. That's 17.
All right. So you the impact of this fist is mighty, and you just like when you get hit, that that 1 foot just goes back, and you dig into the stone and take the hit, but you don't manage to get moved by the attack. Bramble, you're up.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do, seeing that Daddykins keeps chanting and knowing that chanting and summoning go hand in hand, going to cast Entangle right underneath him to see if I can get it to sort of like wrap up around and distract him type of thing. Get in the way.
So as you begin to enact your magic, you are met with a barrier of arcane force. Go ahead and give me a caster check, like you were making an attack roll with your magic.
Okay. Add the spell attack to it.
Yes.
Well, that's a 19 rolled plus 7. So we're
Alright,
looking at a
So,
26.
so as you begin to start your magic, you can feel this barrier. It still used your action, but you're able to stop the spell before you waste the spell slot.
Okay.
So you still have your bonus in your move if you want to do anything with.
I think. Yeah, no, I can't really use most of my bonuses for anything. So I will. Can we get into the room still, though? Or is that barrier all around? We can walk in.
It's
Right?
only around him. There's still
around
plenty
him,
of way
okay.
to move around the entire room.
Okay, so then I'll move into the room and start heading towards the I guess the fire elemental.
Okay.
Bramble says that as if we didn't know that's where she was going.
She's got a trick up her sleeve now.
Oh, okay. All right. And we're up to Omen.
All right, so I'm heading air. But on my way by, I'm gonna bonus action Shield of Faith on Rarick. You get +2 AC for the duration. That's up to 10 minutes as long as I'm concentrating on it. I will let you know if I lose my concentration.
All right.
And I believe I have to attack the barrier first.
No, you just have to get through it. So is from where you would be at, it's eight squares, or what is that? 40 feet away. To get
Oh,
up to
that's
that
gonna
barrier.
take me some time. All right, I guess I'm just moving this round.
Okay. All right, Alvarez, you're up.
I guess I'm looking back at everyone taking on elements and just look at water and say, well, I guess it's just you and me. Nothing ever bad happens when lightning hits water.
Oh no.
And I'm just going to go ahead and. Ooh, I can't call lightning in here, can I? Damn it.
You can call lightning inside. It just seems to do better when you're outside.
I thought, okay. Thought you needed.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Oh man, I so badly want to use control elements to just like fuck with this thing's makeup and just like make it do all kinds of shit, but that's not how that works. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit it with call lightning.
Okay.
Yeah, third level sounds great. So it's a dexterity 15.
It's got to make a dexterity 15, and you're going against air.
Water.
Water. Okay. All right. So that's top. Yeah. Okay. Water. Dex 2. That's going to be a 12. So that's a fail.
Okay. Did I need to do anything special because it's in a magical barrier?
No.
Okay. Cool. Cool. 1, 2, and where's another D10? There you go. Boom. Ooh, those were terrible rolls. Holy that's 6 damage.
Really?
I rolled 3, 2, 1.
Oh. Oh my word.
Yeah, that was pretty awful.
I thought you were going to do something, Alvarez.
I just keep the storm rolling.
The blasting, comes from nowhere. It doesn't cross the circle. It comes from above. So you get this angry sloshing as the water just slams up against this barrier. Clearly it's not able to cross this threshold yet, but it's clear that it's not happy with what you are doing. Is that all you have?
Yeah. And next time I'll
right.
remember to use my channel divinity and do max damage.
Sure. Rarick, you were up.
All right. I think it's time to rinse the lather and repeat. So, reckless, great weapon, all that good stuff. Taking 2 more swings. That is a crit on the first hit. And that is a 19 on the second hit.
Yeah, 19 hits.
Okay, so max and then roll. Oh,
Yes.
hold on. I got features for crits too. I got brutal critical now. Oh, so I get to roll an extra damage die. With the Giggle Axe, do I have advantage on all damage dice rolled? Or just that original one?
It's just going to be your original.
Okay, just checking.
Your weapon die.
Also, get to make a bonus action attack against it because I crit. I believe on your turn when you score a crit with a melee weapon. Yep. Okay, cool. Let me resolve this real quick. So that's going to be 12, 17, 20 on plus 8. So 28 plus the 10. So 38 on the first hit, the critical.
The 38 is the crit?
Oh, wait. Yeah. That's right.
Is that your rage and your reckless?
That's rage and reckless and max damage on the first damage die plus the roll.
So his left arm is literally just chopped completely off as you just sever into this thing, and you actually got into one of the boulders, and it cracks as the arm collapses to the ground, and it not being attached, the boulders just kind of go skittering and rolling.
The second is going to do 14 plus 10, so 24 points of magical slashing. And then because I crit, I get a bonus action attack against it. So that is 11 minus 5, so that's only 14 on the bonus attack. Oh wait, plus 9, 20. Okay, it's 15. I think 1 point
15?
difference. Yeah. 15's a miss, isn't it?
15 is a miss, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be fine with my 60 points of damage.
It's more than that. I'm doing the math now. 62.
And though nobody else can hear it, I'm giggling loud along with the axe.
As this thing kind of shifts its form, it's significantly smaller than what it was, uh, um, but it still is missing that left arm. Uh, it's still not happy with what you've just done.
Couldn't be.
So we start off the center of the room. The portal grows, and a figure winds up stepping through. Um, and I'm gonna hold this up to the camera for everyone to see the creature that steps through the portal as a being made entirely of stone with these orangish fire crystals that exude off of it, very similar to the armor that Rarick has, spikes going in all directions. But its eyes are these massive gemstones. Its teeth are these crystals. Its claws are these crystals. And this thing is massive, filling and expanding beyond this 10-foot circle. And as this steps through the portal vanishes. And what you didn't see on the floor, apparently going from this central circle to each of these elementals, appears to be like, jagged lines, leading from the central circle south. It wavers and moves almost the way a flame would blow in the breeze. From the circle to the west, it's more like a sine curve blowing, in a steady pattern. The the jagged lines from the circle to the northward chamber seem to rise and fall like cresting waves, and the jagged lines going from the circle to the east seem to be more like the crags of a mountain going up and down, as if you would look upon a distant mountain range and you see this haphazard lines. But as it crosses these circles and where these elementals are, you see each of them diminish slightly. And those looking into the creature in this circle, it seems to absorb, and it swells just a little bit. So
This fucking guy. Whose turn is
I
it?
did some pre-work on this to make things a little bit easier and streamline the process. But yeah, this guy's a bit of a beast and now appears even more from what's actually just transpired. But dude is the earth elemental in front of Rarick is not going to be stopped by the fact that he is mostly fallen apart at this point in time. Wow, my dice hate me. You attacked recklessly, right?
Yep, you get advantage.
Sure. All right, 3 rolls out of 4, and none of them were above a 5. But thankfully, I did hit you once with a 25 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit.
All right. So there's going to be 18 points of damage, rounded down to 9. And that's going to bring us to Bramble.
All right. Well, seeing Big Ugly and hulking in front of me, because I'm assuming I'm decently close to it, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to shake things up a little bit with Thunder Wave
Okay.
and pretty much aim that cube on that sucker.
That's a save, correct?
Mm-hmm. Con save.
Con for the
Yeah.
fire.
We shall see.
Doubt that's going to do it. That's going to be a 10.
Yes. Okay. So this is going to be. I'm going to need to roll a couple times because I don't have enough d8s
Sure.
all at once.
You bumping it up a level? Or bumping it up levels?
I'm doing it. Yes, it's going to be 5d8s. Yeah. So, okay. I thought I had more than this. I guess not.
Thunder. Oh.
7.
30 deeds in the Thunder
17.
Cheeseburger
So
here?
17 total so far. Whoops. No. One more.
30 It's thunder.
So
I
that
think
is 22.
Jake's original reference was
Right?
I can think
22
of the
damage?
event. Imagine
22.
Dragons.
Thunderstruck.
All right, so it gets
Oh, yeah.
blasted back and it's slammed against the wall. Doesn't really seem to get knocked to the ground like you're used to seeing, but you're well aware that fire creatures don't always seem to have that standard humanoid form, and it kind of, after getting blasted to the wall, it just immediately writes itself in the way flames would do.
What could I quickly look at what the other elementals look like now?
So yeah, sure. Um, doesn't appear that the air or water have left their barrier, as nothing has crossed that threshold. They all
Mhm.
seem to have a pseudo humanoid form, of air, water, and fire. You see that the earth elemental is less than half of what it once was. The area around Rarick, there's rocks and crushed boulders that seem to be littering the battlefield. Um,
And by the way,
but
I'm officially a Thundercat. Thank you very much.
there you go.
And you could technically, with our party, have a sword of omens.
Omen. Yeah. Well, we already have Schnarf.
This is amazing.
Wow. Is there anything else that you would like to do there, Bramble?
No.
All right,
I do
that is good.
believe Alvarez is going to buy himself a present, and by himself, I mean he's going to buy a gift of a sword, give it to Omen, and then he's going to use it. That way, he has a sword of omens.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very nice. But speaking of Omen, you're up.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna like turn myself around and head for the big thing. And I'm so glad I forgot to take the dash action. This is the game where I have the dagger tail, right?
Where you have what?
The dagger tail,
Yeah.
the
yes.
sword whip thing. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So my attacks are a 17 and a 16. Do either of those hit?
And you're going after the elemental or the central thing?
The big thing.
The 17 will hit, the 16 will not.
Okay, we know the AC now. All right, in that case, I do 20 damage as I smite.
20, you said?
Yeah, I pre-rolled.
Oh, that's fine. I have no problem with pre-rolling. There are things that I pre-rolled for this to make it, less rolling on my part. So totally get it.
I dig.
All right, is that all you've got?
It is.
All right, Alvarez, you're up.
So I was like standing at the barrier for Catherine Heigl, and I had thunder lightning called thing on the water elemental. How
Uh-huh.
close am I to this giant guy? That's not really my question.
Probably about 10-ish feet away. 15
Okay.
most.
And how far away is the water elemental from me?
Well, I mean, you've got I had you at like 10 feet away from the central circle, 15 feet away from the water elemental, but you've got like 5 feet that you could play in either direction.
Okay. Well, I guess since this spell is oh so kind, I'm going to draw my dagger and my shield and slam them together as I crash the bottom of the shield into the ground. And as I do, I'm going to create a destructive wave from me in a 30-foot radius.
Okay.
So each creature that I choose, which is it's so nice to say those wordings, within 30 feet must succeed a Constitution save. So I'm definitely going to choose the big bad guy and the
All right,
water
so
elemental.
within 30 feet, you could get both of them, and if it's only things that you choose, then you could, not select.
Omen.
Omen is Omen would be close to that range, but so would Hemel, Bramble,
That's a stuff.
and Raric. So like they would be at the thresholds of that. So you can deselect all of those as you will.
I mean, is Hemel still casting a ritual?
No, he is actually lying
Okay.
on the ground unconscious.
Oh yeah, then I definitely won't select him. I thought if I had hit him with a ritual, maybe he'd stop, but okay. So make a DC. Where's my DC? I think it's 15. Why'd you go away? DC 15. Yeah, Constitution save for water elemental and big bad evil guy.
All right, so the water elemental, that's going to be 17 on the die, or 17 total, 13 on the die.
So that'd be okay.
Ooh, big guy, not so well. That's gonna be a 9.
Okay. So, I'm going to choose Radiant as the other, so I can do D6 Thunder, D6 Radiant, or Necrotic. But
Okay.
I'm gonna choose Radiant. So, big guy who failed is going to fall prone as well as take both of these damage rolls. Give me a second.
Okay. He does not fall.
14, 16, 17. So he'll take 17 thunder damage. The water elemental will take half that. And he'll take 22 radiant damage. The water elemental will take half of that.
I'm sorry, what was the new damage?
22 for
22?
Yeah. And then, do I need to use an action to call my lightning a second time? Because it's a concentration spell. Let's see.
I don't know if it's an action or bonus action to.
Use
You
your
can
action
use
to
your
call
action.
lightning again. Yep.
Oh,
So
okay.
I will not do that this turn. And then, yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I'll just be ready for this guy to come at me and probably shaking in my little elven boots.
All right. Rare.
Mr. Earth Elemental still rocking, so
Yeah, he's there. He started off much bigger than you, and now he's only a little bit bigger than you, as there is a lot of rubble that is surrounding you and him on the ground.
so the first attack, Reckless, Great Weapon Master, that's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 is going to miss.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to use my point of inspiration on this one because I rolled at advantage 2 3s. Earn that point of inspiration.
Well, it's like one of my attacks last round. I rolled 2 and a 5. It's like, oh.
That's a 16 plus 9 is 25. That becomes a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 will hit.
That is going to be 4. 12. And I'm going to bonus action attempt to shoulder into him with my spikes.
Okay. What was the damage?
The damage was 12.
12?
Yeah. That's only going to be a 16 to hit with the spikes.
16 does not do it. You get your shoulder into him, and it just doesn't seem to have enough oomph. This thing, despite having been decreased in size, is still pretty solid. And I mean, go punch a boulder. It's not easy.
I want you break.
All right. So is that all you got? All right. So I'm gonna start off with the thing that you just attacked. He's gonna attack you back, Eric. My dice are rolling like crap. That's a 4 and a 7 on the die. They're not gonna do it. But a 22 will hit your 19 AC. And it's going to be 18. So you take another 9 points of bludgeoning damage. The water creature to the north, because of the destructive wave, slithers across the barrier and crosses the 15 feet to Alvareth. And it comes at you like a wave, Alvareth, and it just enters your space. I need you to go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Ooh, this is my strong suit. Oh, I lied about critting only once this game. That's a 19.
All right, so it tries to, basically fill you with water. You don't you don't feel, as it's, tries to enter your space and into your lungs. It still slams into you. You take 12 points of damage, but you're able to step back and not, begin drowning.
Okay. Um,
I'm not done yet.
that's okay.
Done with that guy though.
I might have a reaction to that guy's thing though.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
It's so is he within 5 feet when he does that, or is that like
Oh,
a blast he sent at me?
oh no. He moved into
Full
your
on.
space.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and retaliate with lightning just like bursting from me, and he is going to take no, he has to make a dexterity DC 15 saving throw, or take.
Okay.
Well, he's gonna take damage either way.
Yeah, that's going to be a 6.
Okay, so he's going to take
Right.
13 lightning damage for my Wrath of Storms.
All right. So again, you see those eldritch lines of energy uh, go out to each of the elementals in those alcoves, or even, still along that line, and the energy swirls, and you see it dance and move across these lines until it gets to this elemental creature in the center. And the wounds that you guys have struck on this thing begin to knit close, and the crystals reform. The fire elemental moves forward towards Bramble, and he is going to approach you, and his flames just kind of lick out at you. That is a 21 and a 10. I imagine the 21 hits, the 10 does not.
That is correct.
So you are going to take 12 points of fire damage, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Dex save was a 19.
All right, so you are not on fire. The air is still locked behind a barrier at the moment. So we're up to Bramble.
And the big one is still in the center, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you for reminding me him. He is gonna bash at Alvarez.
Sorry, Alvarez.
It's all good. Not like I have another reaction this round.
So he comes in at you with both fists, and one of them is going to strike. It's going to be 16 points of damage. As he just slams his mighty fist into you, sir. And now it's Bramble's turn.
Okay, so the fire elemental's pretty much on top of me, right?
Yes, he is within 5 feet.
Okay, then I'm going to let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to cast a watery sphere right on it.
Ooh, okay. Is that a saving throw?
Yes, it looks like a strength save, please.
Ooh. Yes, that is a 5. So I'm assuming that's a fail.
That is a fail, yes. Dugga dugga. So it is. I've never used this before. So it is restrained and engulfed in water. At the end of its turn, it can try to repeat the saving throw.
Does it say how many gallons of water by any chance?
That is what I'm trying to find out. Well, it says when it falls to the ground, it extinguishes all normal flames within 30 feet of it.
Uh-huh.
Why am I not getting gallon count here?
It might not have it listed.
I'm not seeing it.
What level spell is it?
4.
4? Roll 4 die 8 for me.
How many?
4 die 8.
Okay. Okay, so that's plus.
Fragging confused that Fire Kitty has water spells.
She learned the hard way. It's good to have at least one on hand.
Okay, so that is going to be 21.
21. He is not looking as hot as he used to.
And then it gets yep. So it's restrained right now.
Is that all you got?
Yes.
Okay. Omen, you're up.
Okay, so I'm still attacking the big thing.
Sure.
Okay. One of my attacks was a nat 20 and the other one was like a 19 on the die. So
Yeah, they're gonna hit.
That's gonna be a total of 39 damage.
Very nice. He is not happy with you.
Good. Pay attention to me. Stop hitting Alvarez.
I'm really, really squishy.
Is that all I have?
That is all I have.
All right. Alvarez, you're up.
Okay, well, water elemental moves toward me, so I suppose, can I move my thunder thingy? I never know this spell. I'm terrible at this game. I'm sorry, everyone. Call lightning. I don't think I can move my call lightning. Okay, that is disappointing. In that case, I'm going to just go right ahead and thunder wave this water elemental that's right in front of me, since I don't like its face being up in my face.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's got to make a DC 15 Constitution save.
My dice are sucked tonight, so no.
Okay. I was going to declare doing it at a higher level, but you already rolled before I did anything, so I'm just going to do the normal thing. So 6 thunder damage, and it is cast back 10 feet, plus I believe an additional 10 feet for my class feature, which allows me to send something that I hit with thunder or lightning 10 feet away.
Sure.
And then I'm going to... Is there a clear path for me to move next to Omen without getting hit by anything?
As long as you stay within 10 feet of Mr. Big Rock Dude in the center, you can get there.
All right, so I'll be hiding behind my shield with my little pointy dagger and looking at him and moving my way, so I'm standing next to Omen.
Okay. Rick, there's not much left to this thing in front of you.
I'm going to finish him off. Let's see this. Man, dice like this 16. That's 21 minus 5. That's 16 on the first attack.
Oh no, 16 misses.
Second attack is also a 16.
Oh.
Missing with both attacks. I'm just going to rush at him and try once again to shoulder into him with my spikes. That is unless that is, oh no, it's not, because this doesn't have the -5. Or does it? It's all attacks, or is it melee weapon attacks?
I think it's all attacks.
Oh, well, then in that case, I get to roll again. Oh, that's much better. So at least with the shoulder spikes, that is going to be a 27 minus 5, so 22. 7
hits.
points of piercing.
Okay. All right. So now we move to my turn. There is not much left of this dude.
Go ahead and hit me if you can.
He is still going to try and batter you. That is going to be a 22 on the first attack. And that is going to be a 26 on the second. So that is 14 down to 7 and 14 down to 7. So
14 total.
the water elemental is going to surge back up to or surge, over to Alvarez. Actually, no, wait a second. You moved off of that. Well, I'll deal with Fire Kitty first. Or, the Fire and Fire Kitty. So he is going to... He's going to make 2 strikes at you.
But
Again, Bramble.
do you want to do this because it's turn? It can try and get out of the sphere.
Does it have to make a save to get out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start off with the save then. What type of save is he making?
Same strength.
Strength. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And there's a 17 on the die.
Then it gets out.
All right. So I've got a. Is it an action to try and get out, or a?
Just says on turn it needs to make it can make a save throw to get out.
Okay. All right. So then he's got a 24 to hit you and a 15 to hit you.
Both will hit.
All right.
It doesn't make the save until the end of its turn, though.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Well, it's still hitting me, regardless.
That is 20 points of fire damage from the 2 slams. The earth elemental collapses.
It just collapses.
It does.
When it hits the ground, I look at it and just go, "You're grounded." Wow, I barely got a courtesy laugh out of Asa on that one.
I smile, but I'm doing math over here, so
My brain automatically thought, "Oh man, Frag already made that joke."
Oh, did he?
It didn't even occur to me that was a pun.
I think you rocked it.
I'll try to do something bolder next time.
So, speaking of boulders, the boulders that are at your feet and now surrounding you, the this massive earth creature in the center, he points towards Bramble, and the biggest boulder that's there cracks and opens like like it was an egg, and rising out of it, standing just as tall, is another one of these creatures.
Another one of these crystal rock creatures?
Yes, sir.
Good lord.
So a new foe has entered into the fray.
A new
And Bramble,
challenger
you are up.
appears.
Okay, yeah, now I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do another thunder wave towards them, the two of them. Dropping. No, it's not concentration. I mean, I still have the sphere going up, I believe, because that lasts for a minute and that's concentration. Oh, I don't
Dragon
know.
Hitter's calling for TPK in the chat. Wow,
Yeah, I'm
challenging. I don't think it was that bad.
yeah, I'm gonna try and do another thunder wave at Paw and Junior.
Well, the junior is over near Rarick. They're not standing next to each
Oh,
other.
they're not near each other.
No.
Oh, I thought it was like okay. That's not good then. Well, I'm still gonna try and hit Paw.
Okay. So you can kind of shape it so that it's not going after Alvarez.
Yeah, it's a cube, so I can have the cube kind of shave the back portion.
Yep.
So I'll do that, and I'll do it at third level. So that I believe is 4.
All right.
So it has to be a con save.
Yeah, it's 11 because my dice are super hot tonight.
Then
These,
no.
these dice are like, single digits are how this game works, right?
Okay, so that's gonna be 16 thunder damage.
Let's just.
And it's pushed 10 feet away.
Yeah, it's supposed to move, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I tried that earlier.
Is that all you got?
I believe so. Yes, at this point.
All right, Omen, you're up.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We fonged the big crystal thing and then just got another big crystal thing out of it, yeah?
Yeah.
So we have to kill the
We're-
elementals first.
The big crystal thing is still there in the center. The one earth elemental that Rarick was fighting, the energy that you've seen moving from the alcoves towards the central creature, making him swell each turn, it caused the earth elemental to break apart. After that, the central elemental pointed towards the remains of the earth elemental and essentially created another one like himself. It's just as big, looks almost exactly the same.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna keep attacking the center dude.
I think we need to kill the big guy, otherwise he's gonna keep bringing back the elementals.
Yeah, that seems reasonable to me. Unfortunately, I missed with my first attack. I got 24 total for my second though.
That does
So with smite, that's a 20 damage,
20.
and that is turn.
All right, Alvarez.
Okay. Well, now that I know how Call Lightning works, because I read the whole spell over again, uh, essentially I have a giant storm cloud that I've summoned into this room in a 60-foot radius, so I can select any point in that 60 feet centered on me. I'm gonna select the big guy, and this is where Alvarez gets all shiny and his eyes start to glow white, and he looks like a pretty, storm scary elf. And I'm gonna go ahead and maximize the damage that I deal to this creature
Okay.
if I hit it. So it needs to make a dex save of 15.
And you're saying the big guy on this one, Dex, because we all know Earth Elementals are super Dexy and Ted's dice are hot. And man, that's a 6.
Yeah, so 30 lightning damage, just boom, as he gets thunderstruck.
So most of the boulders, that comprise this creature are cracked. A large number of these shards have now fallen off. He is looking pretty darn beat up.
Yep.
Is that all you got, Alvarez?
How is Omen looking? Has she taken any big hits?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I haven't hit. I don't think I've been hit by anything.
Then I guess I'm just gonna. Well, I can't cast two. No, I have a concentration spell, so I could do this. I can just go ahead and throw myself a quick healing word because I'm not doing so hot. Boop. For 5 damage. I'm done now.
All right, that brings us to Eric. You've got a new friend to play with.
And I saw this big elemental sort of point and make this thing hatch in front of me.
Yep.
I'm going to take the opportunity attack, and I'm going to turn my attention on the center elemental.
Okay.
I'm just going to look at this thing, and I'm just going to, with my free hand, just go, no, and turn and run at the big guy.
All right, that is a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 9 damage, so 4 to you, sir.
Kiss my shell as I'm running away. All right, I'm going to make, as I come charging in, my other die, there it is. I am going to make reckless attacks. Son of a... Yeah, that's 11.
11 is going to miss.
And that is... it's 16 again. Frick. Alright, I'm shoulder checking him. That becomes a 19.
19 will hit.
Okay, so I can at least do 6 points. Oh, I forgot to add my rage bonus last time. 6, 7, 8 points of piercing damage from my shell.
All right. All right. So we come to my turn again. The 3 alcoves that have the regular elementals, those lines spark up again, and again you see those energies flux into this creature that is greatly diminished from what it's there. But you begin to see a couple of these crystals jump back off the floor and reattach. Some of the boulders essentially reknit themselves together, almost as if the stone is healing like flesh. It's still not in very good shape, but it is certainly holding the creature looks down at Alvarez, who it's been pummeling at. Looks down at Rarick, who just charged in. Also looks at Omen, who hit pretty hard a couple of times, and he's gonna plunge across the distance. These big meaty crystalline fists, and that is a 26 to hit and a natural 20.
On which of us? Ted, don't do this to me. Which of us are you hitting? Oh my god.
Good. At Omen.
Okay, good. All right. I can accept that. I believe Hellish Rebuke is a reaction. Let me check.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna Hellish Rebuke. I have the slots for this. Well, the slot for this. I have one, but this is fine.
That is going to be 52 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's okay. I'm still kind of on my feet. By which I mean I am actually on my feet. I have 15 hit points left. Hellish Rebuke, let's go. That's gonna be 22 right back at you. Fire.
All right.
Wait. You need to make a con check. Oh, wait. What was that damage?
Oh, no, it's a dex throw. It is a dex throw.
No, I mean you, because you're concentrating on
me?
on my shield.
That's right. That's right. That's a thing.
It was 2 attacks.
Okay, so I do it twice.
Let me see here. It was 52 total. So it was 17 and 35. So
Okay.
you needed
So
DC 10. And then
okay, 19.
And then 35 rounds to an 18.
And 22, so I'm good.
Okay.
You've
And
still
by
got your shield.
extension, by the transitive property, I am good.
That said, there is a dex throw for Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, he gets a dexterity save?
Yeah.
That's a no.
Okay, cool. So that is indeed 22 fire damage.
The newly hatched creature charges over at the opponent that left his grasp, and he's gonna attack. That is a 22.
Are you rolling at advantage?
I am, and a natural 20.
Oh boy. Remember what I said about never dying in combat?
Oh no.
Or in a campaign? I'm really regretting that. I haven't been jaked yet.
Well, I mean, there's
You have a
difference
cleric in the party, you'll be
being
fine.
dropped and killed. All right, so the crit is 1 point off of max damage, but it's still going to get halved. So 36, so that halves the 18, and then 18 halves the 9.
Okay. Okay. Starting to get a little worried now.
Are we still standing?
Oh, we're still standing.
2 attacks at Bramble. The 8 is certainly going to miss, but I think the 15 hits. That is going to be 9 points of fire damage. And then the water creature that Alvarez has annoyed is going to come and move up into your grill. The 13 is going to miss, but I believe the 21 is going to hit. It's going to be 15 points of bludgeoning damage. The air elemental is still trapped. So that brings us to Bramble.
All right, and let's see here. So I'm going to first. I'm going to do two things here. Going to for my bonus action first. Can I do that?
You can do your bonus action first, yeah.
Okay, I want to cast that. I'm going to cast Healing Spirit right on top of Rerick.
Okay.
And I'm doing it so that it is 2d6 restorative. Do you want me to roll for him or? Do you want him
It's
to
up
roll?
to you. Whether
Jake?
you want to roll or wants to roll.
Do you want me to roll or do you want to roll for yourself?
It's your spell. You can roll.
Okay. So you'll be getting, that's not too bad, 7 points back. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to do another Thunder Wave at the big guy.
Is Healing Spirit a spell or is that an ability?
It's a spell.
You wouldn't be able to do Thunder Wave and...
It's a bonus action. So, oh, wait. Yeah, never mind. So then, I can cantrip though, right?
Yes.
So then I'm going to throw some Scorching Ray at Stony Boy.
Sure.
Instead, either that or Firebolt. I think we go Firebolt instead.
Okay.
I'm going to do Firebolt. Oh, yeah. That is going to be 12 points fire.
12 points of fire?
Yeah.
All right. I assume that's all you got?
Yep, that's everything.
Omen, you're up. This big earth creature is not looking all that great.
That's good. Okay, so I'm completely whiffed on one of my attacks. But the other one, I got an 18 to hit. So
18 hit.
that'll be 23 damage.
23 damage.
And I believe after that, I am out of spell slots with which to smite.
All right, so what does it look like as
like,
slam your
okay.
whip sword?
So I'm gonna like come in with the whip slash, and when that doesn't work, I like flick my wrist, put it back into sword mode, and then just like drive it into the core of this thing and twist. And then can it like fall apart in little crystalline pieces?
So it absolutely can do that.
Yes.
As a added feature, as you know, you may or may not have been expecting. The secondary creature that this thing, you would guess summoned, just collapses into a pile of rubble. No marking in any way, shape, or form of these orangish crystals that seem to, dot this thing's hide. But it too is gone.
Who would have known that the other elementals were kept here by this guy? I had no idea.
There is still the air elemental, fire elemental, and water elemental. Air is still actually trapped behind the barrier. The fire and water creatures are not looking in the best of shape, and they're not exactly happy at all of the transpirings either. But is that all you got, Omen?
I mean, is talking still a free action?
Of course.
Right, I'm gonna like snap my fingers, point at summoning guy. I'm gonna be like, you send them home now.
He's unconscious.
Oh, he's down. Okay, never mind.
Go slap him.
Well, then he can't
go
do
slap
that.
him and then tell him that.
Well, I mean, like I can't get over there and slap him. I'm like out of.
Yeah, when the portal began to open, to have this bizarre elemental creature show up, he just collapsed.
Okay. Well, darn, I don't speak primordial, so yeah, that's turn.
All right, Alvarez.
Okay, well, I have a move action, so I'm going to move toward the guy who decided to take a nap in the middle of all of this. I'm going to move toward him, but as I do, I'm going to thunderbolt that water.
Okay.
So it's got to make its DC 15 dexterity save. Just for shits and gigs, I'm going to max out damage too. Okay, it takes 30 lightning damage.
30 lightning, dear lord. It is massively diminished at this point in time.
I mean, I have like a cool mental image of Alvarez just starts walking towards this unconscious guy, and the water elemental starts moving toward him without looking, and this lightning bolt just strikes it.
Nice.
Is the barrier that held me away from him in the first place, is it still active?
No, it's gone. Like, he was in the center, which was right next to where this giant earth monstrosity showed up. And when the portal began to open, big enough that this thing stepped through, that barrier disappeared.
Cool. All right, then I'm gonna go up to him and just kneel down and like kind of. I mean, I would be checking his vitals if I had any more actions left. So
okay, all right. So you can check that next round. Rarick, yep. You're up. You've got a water elemental close if you go to the north or northwest. Or if you go south, you could go towards the fire elemental, which is attacking Bramble.
I look over at Bramble and I just point at the fire elemental. Do you have it? Or do you want a hand?
Little help wouldn't hurt.
That's all I needed to hear. And I charge in, and I am going to do my thing. That is going to be a 27 knocked down to a 22 for the first hit.
Easily?
The second hit is going to be a 28 knocked down to a 23.
Hits.
So that is going to be... First attack does 3 plus 5, 28 points of slashing magical.
Okay.
And the second one does 23 points of magical slashing.
All right. Well,
and I'm going to bonus action shoulder check it.
There is nothing to shoulder check, as something about the second strike seems to sever its connection to this plane. And like you've seen, with the campfire going out, it just seems to be gone in a moment's notice.
How far did I have to move to get to the fire elemental?
I'd say 10.
How far is it to the water elemental?
Tops 15.
I have 40 feet of movement, so I'm going to run at it, and I'm going to use that bonus action shoulder check on the water elemental.
Absolutely, go for it.
Or no, it's not plus 22. That's 16 to hit the water elemental.
It does.
So the water elemental will take... You know what? Every time I rolled these friggin' armor spikes, I was doing the 1d4 plus 4, which is 5, plus my rage bonus of 3, which is 8, and I've been forgetting to add the 10 for the reckless attack. So that's 18 points on this one.
So you shoulder check this thing, and it feels like you've just dove into water, except as you come out the other side, there is no water elemental. You take that one down too. It was down to 13. The fire had 32 left. The water had 13. Took them both out.
And I just turn and point with the giggle axe at the air elemental and at the rest of the party. I'm fine betting cleanup.
uh, so the water elemental, having stayed the entire battle behind this barrier that it can't really leave.
The air?
Barrier?
You're talking about the air elemental?
What did I say?
I thought you said water elemental, but maybe I just heard water.
Oh, sorry. The air elemental, basically has stayed behind this barrier. No one crossed the plane with magic or physical from what you guys did. The energies that was sapping it loose were definitely there, but none of you fought it. It took 27 points of damage without you guys doing anything to it. So it's definitely angry, but it can't move. It can't do anything. So it is certainly glaring in the direction of the central circle. But technically, none of you guys are in combat at this moment. I don't know whether you want to leave things as is or whether you want to actually go through the motions of playing cleanup, or whether we want to just hand wave and say you take this thing out, because you guys are clearly within the power of just crushing this thing.
I think
Yeah, let's
someone just
send it
gets
home.
a giant fan and just does this until it's gone.
So we hand wave it over the next couple of rounds. You guys crush this thing and send it back to the plane of air. And
my next attack would have been a crit. I just rolled.
I think Rarick crushed the thing by himself.
Yeah, I mean, these things were not super powerful. They were there to kind of augment things, not be the main thing.
I'm just gonna throw Dad over my shoulder, and we can take him back to wherever it is we're going.
Oh, I mean,
yeah. So did I get?
I told you it'd be easy if he was unconscious.
You did indeed say that. So Milligert has, basically it stayed in the hallway in that sloping curve the entire time, scared of what might actually be seen, down below. But the four of you and the unconscious, I don't know if anybody actually checked, but Hemel is still actually breathing. He's not dead. He was just, passed out from exertion. But you are able to carry him out of this place if you so desire.
Good. We do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you take him back upstairs into Hemel's tower. I don't know whether you wish to go upstairs into any of the, rooms of sitting, or whether you wanted to kind of take him to the tavern where there's food and drink and a
Witnesses,
chair.
I don't think so.
It's giving you the options as you see fit.
I just thought that would be funny.
In the library, there's a sitting room, or you could take him, a further floor up to where the actual guest chambers would be. It is your call.
Let's just take him up to a sitting room and set him down in a chair, wait for the man to wake up and give him a stern talking to about the virtues of not summoning elementals to the point of physical exhaustion. What did he think that crystal dude was gonna do to him?
So I assume at some point in time, one of the three of you who actually have access to magical healing provide such.
Oh yeah, that's I haven't used lay on hands at all today, so it's probably not a bad idea.
So
yeah, I think Omen's healing hurts the least.
You reinvigorate this man and are able to get him conscious. I don't know if any of you have dealt with heat exhaustion, or where you're literally drained. The magic gets him moving, but he still seems very tired, very out of it. And when a little bit of food and just straight up water is brought to him, and he's given some time to collect himself, you know, he comes to, and you can definitely see a dejected face looking at the four of you, but it's as if the light shines on him as he sees um, Milligert, and he rushes to her side and gives her a hug, and is like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're safe," and all that typical happy reunion stuff. And as Alvarez is clearly reaching for dice, I know he's about to make an insight check, and it seems legitimately genuine. He is joyful that his daughter has been returned, and he literally goes to each of you, offering out his hand and thanks for returning such. Um, I am certain you have questions, and as long as you will allow me and my daughter to be gone from this place, free of burden and claims, I will give you all the information that I have.
All right, sounds good to me. Mostly, we just want to know where your bosses are.
So he gives you information about the High Council, and where they might be found, but they are elusive. When you are dealing with wizards, intelligence, cunning are completely important factors, and they will use agents like myself who get involved and are willing to go further for the sake of magic itself, and until they have found themselves in a debt of sorts, and then you must dig your way out. I'm not certain if you are familiar with the way of dwarves, but dwarves have a habit of digging too deep, their lust for gold. Same can
My, that
be
they
said with
do.
wizards. Same can be said with wizards when it comes to power. You reach too far until you've realized you've crossed the line. And many in the Arcanum are exactly in that boat. Uh, my dear apprentice, my daughter, I love her very much. I attempted to shield her as much as I could from all of that which I got myself involved with, especially once I realized what was going on. But you see, it is a dangerous game when your daughter is your apprentice and you're involved in such things. It becomes a crutch. It becomes a avenue which the organization can use to exploit me.
Well, you're
When
lucky she's as clever as she is.
I did my best to train her well, and I appreciate your kind words. When I attempted to enact an exit, they threatened. When I called their bluff, they took her from me, and they said I would never see her again unless I had completed the rituals down below. Uh, the Had you not come, that creature that I summoned would have drained the power of those four elementals, making itself much stronger than it actually was when it came, and then it too would be bound, and we would see a further progression and a new tool, a new agent for the Arcanium would be loose upon the world to do with as they will, as I would be able to transfer its control over to one of my superiors, one of higher power. Um, I never wished to get involved in this game. I never wished to do more than advance what magics can be done. And I, like so many lofty wizards, wish to improve the world. Um, I thought this tower would be a fun way to be able to practice magic and serve as a waypoint for travelers, and have a way to meet other mages and share a meal and a drink and take them up to the library and exchange spells. clearly, I cannot stay here. I, in fact, have to, warn those staff that it is not safe. I recommend the rest of you make a hasty retreat from here. For once they learn that number one, their pet creature was not transferred, was not transformed, we'll be in quite an angry mood. He pulls out some maps, leaves you with a series of information, and we'll find out exactly what those things are when I get the next set of material for next month's campaign. But I bid thee all adieu. I'm gonna take a handful of things from my stores here. There are a number of scrolls and anything else, here in this tower that you wish to claim for yourself. Not going to be able to carry much. I will be on the run and probably will be for some time. I have to realize how far the Arcanium reach. Their arms are long, knowing how far magic can be sought. I doubt any of you are practiced in magics of non-detection.
No, but we're trying to find them on purpose, so.
That is what I'm needing to unlock at this point in time, to throw off, as they would say, the scent. But until such time, I cannot wait any longer. The sooner I make haste, the better my trail will be to cover. I wish I had a better reward. I wish I had. Heck, and he pulled out a sheet of paper and quickly scrawls, if you wish to do anything with this tower is now yours. Anything I lay claim to, they will find, they will destroy. I don't know whether I'm just giving you a pile of rubble that it might be in just a few days, but anyway, it is yours. I wish I had time to prepare. He goes over to his library. He grabs 3 books. He goes into he moves a book, and there winds up being a hidden alcove, and he pulls out there's a series of scrolls.
Does he grab one of the books I was reading earlier?
He grabs a couple of scrolls and a potion. But he leaves the alcove open. The rest, if there's anything you wish, are yours. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scrolls and 3 potions that are left.
So with his blessing, I'm gonna go back and get the rest of those dishes.
I assumed you would, and that's exactly why I phrased it the way that I did. So
my patience only goes so far.
Yeah, I mean, a tower with an open-top roof. I'm pretty sure Alvrath is going to try to claim this for his own. Perfect place
he
to
signed,
train more
he
clerics.
signed it over. Basically there's a line you could write whatever you want on it, whether you want to write Chaos Crew or you want to just grab and write Alvarez and it's yours. That is for you guys to decide. We're gonna end it here, and we'll talk a moment off air as to the specifics of the loot.
I'm absolutely wandering to the kitchen because as a cook, and we're about to hit level 10, I'm taking the UA chef feat.
Absolutely, you will find things there as well. For those of you out there in the chat, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check the links in the description below to our wonderful sponsor RPG Crate, as well as the links for all of these wonderful people that take the time once a month to come and play a very fun and enjoyable game. I'm sorry, Jake, that I didn't get to actually kill your character. I know you were kind of
at one point
subtly
I
challenging.
was at 23 HP. That's the lowest I got.
Well, it's been fun. So until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay
Stay
nerdy.